Hi guys, Matt V's Movies back for another 3D review, and today we're going to be looking at the film Gravity. So yeah, I do have two editions of this film, and when we go down onto the little table I will show the other edition and talk a little bit about that, but the one we're going to be reviewing is the 3D version. And well, I've got a nice lenticular on the front of here, on the Steelbook version, which contains the 3D Blu-ray and the Blu-ray. So we're going to get into this today on the channel. Gravity came out in 2013 and it ran for 91 minutes. The budget was between 80 and 130 million US dollars. Dr. Ryan Stone, played by Oscar winner Sandra Bullock, is a brilliant engineer on her first shuttle mission with veteran astronaut Matt Kalowski, Oscar winner George Clooney. On a seemingly routine spacewalk, disaster strikes. The shuttle is destroyed, leaving Stone and Kowalski completely alone, tethered to nothing but each other and spiraling out into the darkness. As fears turns to panic, every gulp of air eats away at what little oxygen is left. But the only way home may be to go farther out into the terrifying expanse of space. Now on to some trivia about the film. While filming an aquatic scene, Alfonso Cuarón, the director, held his breath along with Sandra Bullock to make sure he wasn't asking too much of her. He soon found he couldn't match her lung capacity. The opening scene from the establishing view of Earth to Dr. Stone detaching from the structure is a single continuous shot lasting about 12.5 minutes. And finally, at around 3 minutes 50 seconds in the opening scene, as Kowalski flies very close to the camera, astronauts holding a movie camera and boom mic appeared to be reflected in his helmet. This is an in-joke by director Alfonso Cuarón. The production crew's reflections were added with CGI to make it look like the scene was actually filmed in space, and that the post-production team failed to digitally paint out those reflections. And now on to my 3D review of the film. Wow, this is reference quality. I'm judging these on sort of 1 to 5 star, 5 star being the best. But I'm going to select a few films which I'm going to call reference quality, and this being one of them. The 3D in this is breathtaking. In my opinion, it's probably the closest you're going to get to sort of experience being in space. It's that good. I'm watching this on an 84-inch screen, and the depth is absolutely insane. Right from the opening shot of the Earth and the space shuttle, and then George Clooney coming into shot in the like the jetpack thing that he's got, or whatever you want to call it, and he sort of spirals around the screen. It's just set piece after set piece in this 3D extravaganza. It's absolutely amazing. You know, the scenes where they're at the start, where the space shuttle kind of explodes, and then you've got all of the sort of the satellite or the space station that they're kind of situated on. It just sort of you know, spins round, and there's debris flying everywhere. Just breathtaking stuff. You know, some of this stuff's flying out of the screen at you, you know, flying off into the distance. It's just absolutely breathtaking. You really do feel like you're kind of in space with these guys, and it just continues from sort of scene to scene. It's very much a film that sort of has sort of quieter moments, and then it ramps up, and you know that as the music comes in, and it's a very sort of heavy bass soundtrack on this, very sort of atmospheric, and you can tell the tension is building with every scene as she goes through this journey of survival. Some standout moments to me with the 3D in this is there's a particular scene where she is, and it's a quieter scene, where she's actually crying, and you actually get to see sort of the teardrops form as bubbles, and there's one particular one that comes right out into the middle of the room. Yeah, I almost felt like I could put my hand out and touch it. It was that immersive. Probably the highlight of the 3D. There are other parts as well where you see nuts sort of flying through space, you know, within the space stations, and there are sort of various tools that sort of come out and protrude out of the screen, but also sort of flying within sort of the internal space of the depth of the screen as you're seeing it. So many moments that really are reference quality 3D, and I kind of put this up with sort of Avatar, you know, and The Way of Water, Avatar: The Way of Water. Obviously James Cameron, you know, his 3D is quite sort of a step up and beyond a lot of the 3D conversions that we've had, and you know, I'll cover a lot of these different 3D titles in my reviews, but I would have to say that for me, Gravity is probably one of the reference titles that you're going to hear from me on this channel. Absolutely gobsmacked at how well, every time I go back to this, I kind of forget how good the 3D is on this, and I can't praise it enough. Now, I'd also like to mention the sound in this film as well. Now, on the 3D version is a 5.1 DTS Master Audio mix, and again, it's absolutely fantastic. You're hearing different voices in different speakers, because at the start of the film you've got 3 astronauts, and you've also got Houston Control talking, and you hear these different voices out of the different speakers, and you know, you're hearing it from the side, at the front, at the back. It's absolutely incredible, and this isn't even the Atmos mix. It's upscaled on my system to Neural X, so there is some height going on, but it's not as good as the Atmos, and I will show you the edition that does have the Atmos soundtrack on it in a second. What I also will do is leave a link to a sort of more detailed video that I did some years ago towards the end of this video, which goes into a little bit more of a sort of deeper dive into these 2 editions. So I don't want to spend too much time looking at these today. It's more about the 3D sound and the sound aspect of it that I just want to focus on. So here is the 2nd edition. This is non-3D. It is a Blu-ray, but it's a Diamond Lux edition, and this was produced in Germany. Quite hard to get hold of now, and for some time it was the only way that you could experience the Dolby Atmos soundtrack. Now, I do believe there is now a 4K transfer, a 4K disc out there. I haven't actually got that myself. My preferred way of watching this film is certainly in the 3D format. I don't think you can beat it, but I'm sure for many that, you know, have just got 4K TVs, probably that's going to be the best way you're going to watch the film. Like I say, I can't comment on that, but I'm sure there's many reviews on the 4K disc. But with this one, you do get, as I say, the Dolby Atmos soundtrack, and it is incredible. You know, very, very immersive. Like I say, you're hearing sound effects from every direction. What's interesting as well on this release is what's called a sort of space edition, shall we say, and what they've done is they've taken out the music in this, so it's just literally the dialogue and obviously trying to give you more of that experience in space, because obviously the shots that are outside on the space station and in the space, obviously, you know, space is a vacuum, so you only kind of hear sort of thuds of certain things going on, and there's obviously the dialogue between the actors, but it's trying to give you more of a sort of immersive feel. So there's that one, but again, that's not in Atmos, I don't believe. It's been many, well, a good few years since I've actually checked that version out. But as I say, my preferred version is the 3D. So yeah, this is just as I say, the Diamond Luxe edition. I'm just going to quickly show you the back. Like I say, there is another video which I will attach at the end of the presentation, and it just goes into a little bit more depth, showing these editions. So that's the end of the review. If you've enjoyed this 3D review, then keep your eye on the channel, and there's going to be more 3D review films coming up throughout the year. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Click the subscribe button down below. Come and join the channel. As I say, this is going to be a new series of 3D reviews, and I'm going to create a 3D playlist for all you 3D enthusiasts. So yeah, be sure to keep notified. Click the bell notification so you'll know when new 3D reviews are going to be coming up. Please give the video a thumbs up. That really does help me out the channel, and it tells YouTube that you like these sorts of 3D reviews, and that encourages me to create more content for you to enjoy. Why not leave a comment down below? What did you think of this 3D review? Yeah, I'd be interested to hear your thoughts. And thanks ever so much for watching the video. Take care and see you next time. Bye now.